only charge it once a day.
अरे बाबू
Hey everyone, Tej here. Welcome back to the channel, and in this video let's look at some of the top myths in the technology that we probably think are true but actually are not. And this is going to be a different kind of a video because in this video I'm not going to be telling those myths. Instead, let's look at some of the articles on the internet that explains exactly these myths, and let's review them. Not exactly review, but kind of a review. And let's see how many of them do we actually know existed, and how many of them do we already know are myths, and how many of them do we still believe in. And with that said, let me take you to my screen. So let me open Chrome and let's open incognito. Let's search for top tech myths. So 30 tech myths that you need to stop believing in right now. So that's a strong title. Let me open that. Tech myths busted. Okay, let's first one. This is a popular myth. More megapixels means better image quality. More megapixels doesn't always mean better image quality. There are a lot of other factors that determine the image quality, like the aperture and the pixel size and the what do we call that, sensor size, and the image signal processing. No matter how good hardware you are using, no matter if you are using a 108 megapixel sensor, if the image processing is bad, your image turns out to be a bad. So image processing plays a key role in the image quality. So megapixels doesn't always mean better image quality. I actually made a video explaining in detail about this whole megapixel thing, so the card will be popped right here, somewhere around here. So do watch that after watching this video. Okay, next one. More RAM means better performance. More RAM means better memory management. RAM is not the one that determines the performance. It is actually the processor, the SoC, that determines the performance. Also the GPU combined. So if you are having a 12 gigs of RAM with a very crap processor, your performance is gonna be a crap too. So it doesn't matter how much RAM you have. Of course you need to have more RAM too, a minimum of 4 gigs of RAM. If you are using a better processor, your performance is going to be better. So performance is based on the processor, not the RAM. Bigger battery means better battery backup. Bigger battery means better battery backup, of course, but battery backup also depends a lot on your usage. If you play a ton of games, even though if you have a 6000 or a 7000 mAh battery, that battery isn't gonna hold throughout the day, because gaming demands a ton of CPU and GPU power, and those will consume a ton of a battery. So you need to charge twice a day at least if you play a ton of games. But if you are a very light user, like you use only WhatsApp or this and social media and calls and for browsing, then even a 3000 to 4000 mAh battery can take you through whole day, because they doesn't demand a ton of CPU power. In fact, Pixel 4a has only 3140 mAh battery, and according to reviewers, the battery backup on the Pixel 4a is really good, because Google has done a very good job at optimizing the batteries. So all these factors combined, like the usage and the optimization and the mAh, of course, can determine the battery backup, not just the mAh numbers itself. Turning Bluetooth and Wi-Fi off when not in use can save power. I don't turn off my Bluetooth, not specifically for this purpose, because I don't think that gonna save any power. The modern hardware is not dumb enough to take all your power when not in use. So yeah, turning off your Bluetooth and Wi-Fi isn't gonna save much power. They hardly use any power. More bars means better network quality. More bars means better signal strength, and the network quality depends on the carrier. Okay, next one. Installing antivirus software gives you 100% protection against viruses. If you are dumb enough to install some kind of a malware onto your system or your phone, then none of these antivirus softwares can save you from that. You have to be careful when you are doing stuff online. Jailbreaking and rooting your smartphone is illegal. Jailbreaking or rooting your smartphones is gonna void your warranty, and you will not get updates from the official partner, from the company. Other than that, I don't think it is any illegal. You won't get caught by the police for rooting your Android smartphones or for jailbreaking your iPhone. So yeah, that is not illegal. Many people did that actually. Okay, clearing background apps leads to better performance. Sometimes there can be an app that is behaving buggy and hampering your experience. In such a situation, you can clear all the apps from the RAM and make them start from the square one, and hopefully the same issue will not rise this time. Overnight charging leads to a battery explosion. Overnight charging doesn't lead your battery to explode. The modern smartphones are clever enough to cut off the circuit when they are fully charged. So if you are planning to charge your phone overnight, don't be afraid, just do that. They will not explode when you wake up. No one can track you if you use incognito mode while browsing. Incognito mode will not save the browsing history and cookies in your device. That doesn't mean it will prevent your ISP from tracking you. All your DNS queries will be logged at your ISP. So incognito mode will not make you anonymous. Incognito mode will not make you private. Incognito mode will not prevent tracking. If you want to be anonymous, if you want to prevent tracking, just use a VPN service. I explained about VPN and the card will be popping here. Radiation from cell phone causes cancer. I heard a lot of people say this: don't use your cell phone all the day, don't talk to calls all the day because that's gonna get cancer. The radiation can kill you. I don't personally think it can cause cancer because I've been using cell phones for a long time, and not only me, a lot of you people and a lot of other people using cell phones for a long time, and there are no problems with anyone. So we need antivirus software in smartphones. We don't need them. Using smartphones at a petrol bunk lead to an explosion. I see this sign everywhere. In petrol bunks, they say don't use your cell phone. Although my friends will not agree with me, and they call me all the time when I am in the petrol bunk. He's saying that the reason is when we use our smartphones, the battery will make slight spark that might be caught by the explosive gas in the petrol bunk. Yeah, I guess it is gas because the according to that thing, the spark, petrol isn't gonna catch fire by the spark. That is produced inside the phone. So I guess it is gas. Anyway, it doesn't apply for recent smartphones, because recent smartphones have some kind of a coating around them. I don't know. This guy is saying they are safe now. Apps from Play Store and App Store are 100% safe. An app that you downloaded from the Play Store, it can be virus free when you download it, but if it has any intention of installing the malware onto your smartphone, it can do that. Google can't do anything but that. Of course Google can do that. If it find any app behaving such shady things, they will remove it from the Play Store. Viruses can't attack Mac computers. The video will be popping somewhere around here. I already made a video about explaining the exact one, so watch that video after watching this one. Always update your smartphone to ensure great performance. When you got a security update on your smartphone, install that ASAP, because that is gonna fill all the loopholes in the security that can cause your device exposure to the hackers. So install security updates ASAP. But the feature updates and the Android updates, there can be a lot of bugs in the software that can completely hamper your experience. For example, my Realme 7 currently runs on Realme UI 2.0 beta version, and the software optimization is worst. My 90Hz display isn't at all feeling like a 90Hz display. There are a ton of stutters in the UI and a lot of lag in the UI. So there can be a lot of bugs in the update that can hamper your experience totally. So Android updates doesn't always boost your performance. Next one, charging your phone on airplane mode leads to faster charging speeds. They won't. Refreshing your PC will make it run faster. it really is a pleasure to hit this refresh button. I literally kill this every day, but I know this will not boost any performance, but yeah, it is just a pleasure to click on this refresh button. But yeah, what refresh does is it just refreshes and updates the information about the task that happened recently, and that is all refresh does, and it will not boost any of your performance. Services like Google, Facebook, and WhatsApp are 100% free. Uh, well, there is a popular saying called when a product is free, then you are the product. Well, you see, all these services are free, of course, but they come at a cost. They collect a ton of data about us that they sell for third party advertisers. So, yes, they are free, but not exactly free. We are making a trade for another. We are getting these services for free, but we are trading our information to those companies which they will sell to advertisers to serve us relevant ads. Turning your phone off or turning on your airplane mode will prevent you from getting hacked or tracked. Okay. Yeah, he's saying if your device is already been hacked, switching off or turning on your airplane mode may not help. I guess he's saying it can't unhack your device. Would you mind if I skip it? Thank you. Fast charging is bad for phone's battery. Fast charging kinda affect phone's battery, because if you ever noticed or not, when you charge your device with a faster charger, that will heat up your device like a lot compared to when you charged your device with a slower charger. So heat being a very bad enemy for battery, that can degrade battery's performance. There are smartphones with splitted battery technology, and there are chargers that can parallel pump the energy in two different halves. So if a smartphone has a 4000 mAh battery, that can have two 2000 mAh batteries, and when charged with a 66 watt charger, the charger will give an output of 33 watts to each 2000 mAh batteries. So as each 2000 mAh battery is given 33 watts of power, they will get charged faster, and each battery is subjected to only 33 watts of power instead of 66 watts. They will not degrade as much as if they were charged with a 66 watt charger. So faster charging doesn't always mean battery degradation. They just need to use better technology. That is it. And back to the video. Always use chargers that comes inside your smartphone box. You don't need to always use the same charger that comes inside the box. You can use any good third-party charger as well. But if you want to get that peak charging speeds, you definitely need to use your charger that comes inside your box, because that some charging technologies will be very proprietary, and no other chargers can charge the device that fast. So if you want to utilize that charging speeds, yes, you definitely have to use the charger inside the box, or else if you just want to charge the device, yeah, you can use any good third-party chargers as well. Magnets will delete your data on hard drives. This is the first time I ever heard this one. Do you ever heard someone saying, oh, don't keep your magnet near that hard drive, that will erase everything? I never heard, but yeah, if you ever heard and if you believe this, yeah, it is a myth, although I don't know this thing. Okay, charging your battery with power bank will hamper your battery life. It will not. Frequently charging your battery degrades battery performance. I kind of believed it till now. I charge my device only when it gets dropped to around 20 to 10 in between. So I don't charge my device very often. I only charge it once a day.
అరే బాబు, పదాలు పదాలు సరిగ్గా పలుకు. ఆఫ్టర్న్ ఏంటి? ఆఫ్టర్న్ ఆఫ్టర్న్ అంటే లాస్ట్లో ఊ కూడా నా అంకుల్. తెలివితేటలు ప్రదర్శించుకో.
Modern day batteries are made in such a way that they perform better when charged frequently. This is the complete opposite of what I thought. Is it even true? I don't know. I'm gonna be doing further research on this before I plugging my device a ton of times every day. Larger file size means better audio or video quality. Remember those pirated movies that they shoot with cameras in the theaters? The quality of the footage will be horrific, but the file size will range from anywhere from 1.5 GB to 2 GB. But when you get the official print of it, say hi. తర్వాత ఆడుకుందాం. వెళ్ళిపో వెళ్ళిపో వెళ్ళిపో. లిక్కీ 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 ఇక్కడ ఇంకా లిక్కీ. ఏయ్ ఏయ్.
One eternity later.
She is hard to deal with. Wait, did I stop? The quality of that footage will be horrific, but they will typically last from 1.5 to 2 gigs of storage, whereas the original quality actually weighs around 600 to 700 MB. So there has to be some difference in the codecs, so the compression will be done better in those official prints and will be done horrific in these unofficial prints. So yeah, larger file size doesn't always mean better quality. More cores in processor mean better performance. If you have 4 good cores in a processor and if you have 8 worst cores in another processor, obviously the quad core one will perform much better than that of the octa core one, because the cores in them are better. Entering HTTP address manually can save you from phishing attack. Okay, let me read this. If the hacker managed to install some kind of a malware or whatever into your browser or your device, that can redirect the URLs that you entered to their phishing URLs. So you might think you have opened the correct website, although you entered the correct URL. That will open the hacker's URL and you will enter your net banking ID, your password, etc., and you will obviously get hacked. Always charge your battery from 0 to 100. Although I charge my device at around 20% daily, I don't suggest completely draining your battery. That can damage your battery. Don't charge from 0. Don't drain until 0. Removing USB devices without using a safe removal process will corrupt your USB device. This is a huge relief for me, because I always prefer to pluck out my USB device off my laptop or off my friend's laptop, because I always hate that extra option of selecting that eject option. And my friends often complain me about that, because they always say eject the USB device before plugging it off your computer, and I always hated the suggestion because I don't want another step in between, and this totally saves me from that extra step of ejecting my device. It says just make sure you are not transferring any kind of files in between before you just remove that off. That is the only thing you need to consider. So there are around 30 myths here. How many of them do you know actually existed, and how many of them do you already know are myths just comment your numbers down below, and I'm thinking of making a fun Q&A video, so you can post your questions down below. And as I said, I wanted to make it fun, so need not to be tech only questions, you can ask anything. And share this video with your friends and family. Also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And with that said, Teshia, catch you guys in the next one. Goodbye.